Welcome to Thoroughbred action from Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti here. It is Sunday afternoon. Boy, it's going to be a good one. We're going to check out the track, the weather conditions, and turn it over to track announcer Peter Aiello.
The weather partly cloudy. We had a brief rain shower just a few minutes ago. That puts the main track sealed and fast. The turf course is good. The Tapeta track is fast. First race, first half of the early daily double, starting leg of the 50-cent early pick 5. Racing at Gulfstream. Good start from between horses for Candy Road, who's headed off for the early advantage. Moving up on the outside, Oh God has speed. Farther out, Golden Ambition rushing forward. Moving out the rail, Don't Go Astray. It's a crowded early advantage. From behind the speed, that's an improving Restray, getting ahead of I'm Sam. The favorite finds himself 8 lengths behind, ahead of 1500R. And at the back, the trailers are Illustration and Love This Biz. They went 22-2 for the opening quarter, and they speed past the 3/8. It's Don't Go Astray. On top by a length and a quarter. Golden Ambition is second. Launched into the clear. Here's the move from the favorite, I'm Sam. He was 5th. He's now 3rd, now 2nd, and charging to challenge. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Way out in the middle, I'm Sam. Surging after Don't Go Astray. Right with him, Restray's closing good ground. Love This Biz on the outside. Up the rail, Candy Road. Plenty of hopes here with 1/8 of a mile remaining. At the inside, Candy Road comes away with a narrow lead. I'm Sam on the outside, runs at him. It's Candy Road and I'm Sam. I'm Sam and Candy Road. I'm Sam gaining the upper hand. It's I'm Sam. Welcome back, Anthony Thomas. It's I'm Sam for the money over Candy Road second in 105-2. And they're off. Excellent start for Gulfstream Mary D, who's headed off for the rail and the lead. From Latte Lizzie, who moves up on the outside. Tucked in toward the rail is Seeking a Prayer. Away 4th is an outside running Smooth Claret. Then Zozachera and Vino Limoni is last. They make their way to the first turn, headstrong but in front. Jose Ferrer and Gulfstream Mary D have the lead by almost a length and a half. Up to the outside and now racing second is Latte Lizzie, tucked in 3rd, Seeking a Prayer. Smooth Claret remains 4th ahead of the big favorite, Zozachera, who's ahead of only 1, and that's Vino Limoni. They race past the opening quarter in 24 seconds flat. They have less than 6 furlongs to negotiate, and the target is Gulfstream Mary D, on top by a length and a half. Latte Lizzie bides time while racing in second. To the outside, Smooth Claret is 3rd. At the rail, Seeking a Prayer is now 4th. Unhurried in the early stages is this big favorite, Zozachera. She's very much in range. She's only 6 lengths off the lead, and Vino Limoni is last. They went the half in 48-4 as they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Gulfstream Mary D in a bid to make all leads by a length, 3 wide. Smooth Claret, that's going to force Latte Lizzie to move. Underway from the back, Zozachera, so she gets the right flow, does the favorite. She's on the attack into 4th. Seeking a Prayer drops back, and Vino Limoni is last. Gulfstream Mary D working overtime to hold the lead. Zozachera with a bold bid, 3 wide. Smooth Claret's in the middle. 4th at the rail, Latte Lizzie. Off the turn in the stretch drive, it's now Zozachera charging up on the outside to take over the lead from Gulfstream Mary D. Latte Lizzie is at the rail as they come inside the final furlong. The favorite's a winner. Zozachera and Miguel Vasquez kicking clear with authority. They'll win it by as much as they want. It'll be close to 5 in the end. Seeking a Prayer does some good late work to get in a place picture with Latte Lizzie. Gulfstream Mary D fades to be 4th in 141-2. And they're up. At the rail, Girl in Blue gets the first call and looks for a clear advantage. She finds one, too. Girl in Blue to the top. Top Pocket Pick and Starship Maximus away 2nd and 3rd. A couple of them tightened up for racing room, including Maranta and Tiz for Matt. Out the back early is Tiz for Matt, just ahead of her Derby Hangover. In the run past the half-mile marker, the leader is Girl in Blue with the rail and a half-a-length edge over Starship Maximus in 2nd. Money Battle is 3rd at the inside with Top Pocket Pick for company. 2 back to Maranta, 3 clear of Derby Hangover, and now dropping to last is Tiz for Matt. 22-2 for the opening quarter. Girl in Blue has been unopposed throughout. She leads by a length and a half. Tightened up for racing room is Money Battle, who looks for a way out. Bracketed in by Top Pocket Pick. Maranta gives up ground on the outside. Derby Hangover from the back. They're on their way home. It's Girl in Blue with an eighth of a mile remaining. She still has something in reserve here. Reyes asked her to finish the job, and she gives him what she's got, and what she's got is a winning lead. Girl in Blue at 3-1 will go gate to wire in the third. Second is Top Pocket Pick and Derby Hangover third. Maranta fourth for the Super.
Any success that we've enjoyed is directly attributable to the men and women who first bring horses to us to sell. You got to have good product. If we're able to attract quality horses to our sale with quality men and women selling them, we're going to have good sales. Everything that we do is going to be to achieve success tomorrow by doing things right today. It's a commitment to get up and do the right thing every day in a consistent and a professional fashion, and that's a great recipe for success long term.
They're off. Good start. In the middle, Chloe's Toy ridden hard to try to gain an early advantage. Moving out the rail, My Lady James is on the go. Out in the center, No Action won't be far away. Fulminate and Misprint also join the vanguard. It's a very crowded early advantage. They race to the half-mile point, and it's Fulminate up and around horses to challenge Chloe's Toy for the lead. Misprint backs into a great spot third. From fourth, that's Cajun Fantasy, who improves outside of My Lady James. And it's a trio of Foxy Lady, Efficacious, and on the outside, No Action. Three more to Dove in Charge. Current Situation is last as they reach the final 5/16. Holding inside position and a narrow advantage is Chloe's Toy. Off cover. Misprint goes on a move now from between horses. Fulminate looking for room at the rail as My Lady James. Cajun Fantasies on the outside. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Chloe's Toy fights to hold it. Surrounded. On the outside, it's Misprint. Farther out, Cajun Fantasy. At the rail, My Lady James. Final 16th of a mile. It's now Misprint who gains the upper hand. Cajun Fantasy charging to get into second, but it's Misprint to win it. Misprint by 2 in the end. It's very close for second. Racing and the tropical Tapeta pick 3. Good start for Sagan Viendo, and I know, they're the first two to begin. Tightened up for Racing Room. Baker Street tries to hold that rail spot. Classic, of course, and Marubi are with him, and 4 wide, Win with Faith. The early trailer is Piquant. It's very crowded behind me in Battle Duo. There's not much pace on here. Slamming on the brakes went Baker Street. That was only a matter of time. He tried to hold the rail spot, but there was just too much crowding. Win with Faith, meanwhile, has sensed the slow pace and has moved up and around horses to take third. 24-3 for the quarter. Classic, of course, gets the spot he wants, fourth at the inside. Maruvi had to angle to the far outside as Baker Street continues with a rail run, and 3 to the trailer, Piquant. They make their way 5 furlongs from the wire. Sagan Viendo and Marcos Meneses, they set the tempo. I know, is racing from second. From between horses, it's Classic, of course. Up on the outside, Win with Faith. At the rail, it's Baker Street, then Maruvi, and Piquant is last. They went to half in 49-2, and they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Sagan Viendo has the lead. 3 wide. Win with Faith is on the muscle. In between horses, I know. 2 back to Classic, of course. Then it's back to the outside, Maruvi. Trying to wind it up wide as Piquant. Baker Street drops away as they run for home. Less than a quarter of a mile to come, and here's Jaramillo on Win with Faith. Striding forward in between horses. I know. Tries to fight on. Sagan Viendo and Classic, of course, are next. They're an eighth of a mile from home. Win with Faith, I know, digs down. These two kick on, trying to thread the needle as Classic, of course. Final 16th of a mile. Classic, of course, got through! Ocasio, what a move! It's a Biancone.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter,
You've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.
Pick 5, race 6, all set, and they're off. Excellent start for the favorite, I'm a Peppa, but he's not in any hurry for the early lead. Here's Saybrook moving up to take over. Away second is Bullet Blues. Down at the inside, Grand Hefe's in early third. The race favorite comes away in fourth, I'm a Peppa. He's about 5 lengths off the lead, working 2 better than the tandem of 16 Cigarettes, and things are getting hairy. Sweet Cha-Cha joins them, moving out the rail. That's Grinch's second last, and way at the back, the early trailer is Mustang Bay. To the half-mile point they go, 22-3 for the quarter speed. Saybrook by a length and a half. Bullet Bruise is second, but he angles off the inside. These two have opened a big gap on the others, as dropping back is I'm a Peppa. He's hard at work while wide on the course. Sweet Cha-Cha runs into third and tries to gain ground. Up on the inside, Grinch is off heels. Getting started on the outside, 16 Cigarettes. Trying to wind it up from the back is Mustang Bay as they reach the top of the stretch. Saybrook's lead is ahead. Bullet Blues draws him up alongside second, 3.5 to Sweet Cha-Cha. He's now third. I'm a Peppa tries to re-rally while racing in fourth. 16 Cigarettes slides through at the rail. Off the turn and the stretch drive. The leader is Bullet Blues. Sweet Cha-Cha comes to call on the outside second. Farther out and I'm a Peppa. 1/8 of a mile to go. With the advantage, Bullet Blues and Sweet Cha-Cha lifting up on the outside. Sweet Cha-Cha front and center under Jonathan Ocasio in front and going away. Bullet Blues was second. I'm a Peppa ran third, and fourth was Grand Hefe in 1:23-3. They're off and running. 4 breaks from Brentwood and Winnie. Lining up for the early advantage on the far outside. Hard Storm's going to use some speed to get over all the way toward the lead. In fact, Hard Storm from the outside draw to the 2-path and in front. Warayana moves up on his outside. Guarding the rail spot is Naughty Nix. Coach Kane has to work between horses, and Chingu is toward the rail. Then out wide on the course, and Rosil working ahead of Blackmail, who comes away with an inside lane. Then it's Antonino. Getting started on the far outside, Principote with Winnie between, and 5 to the trailer, Brentwood. Quarter speed, 24-1, less than 5/8 away. Hard Storm, 3 parts of a length better than Rayana's on the outside second, Naughty Nix third. Coach Kane, yellow colors, angling off the inside to have a clear shot. Moving out the rail, that's Chingu together with Rosil. Then it's a team of Antonino and Blackmail with Principote and Winnie, and still way back to Brentwood. They went the opening half mile in 49-1. They swing now to the far turn. Hard Storm leads 3 parts of a length. Naughty Nix is there second. Rawayana drops back. Rosil gets started. Coach Kane is working between horses. Chingu is along the rail. 2 back to Winnie, then Blackmail as they run for home. Hard Storm still nursing a narrow lead. Naughty Nix off cover to try to go get him. Coach Kane is in between horses. Outside Rosil, inside Chingu, off the turn. In the stretch drive, here's Naughty Nix striding forward under Morelos, powering up to take a clear lead. 1/8 of a mile to go, and Naughty Nix, he's bid this field a pleasant Sunday good afternoon. It's all Naughty Nix for Jeff Engler, striding clear with a purpose to win by as much as he wants. Call it 6 in the end. Coach Kane is up for second. Rosil third. Rawayana appeared to re-rally for fourth ahead of Hard Storm in 1:41-2. And they're off. Lucky Old Sun and the red colors away well in the center, reaching out to challenge El Goody for the early lead. Splitting horses, Mr. Peaks is not far away, with Nishumi away in fourth. They're almost four in line. From behind the speed, Blast Radius races ahead of Raging Fury, who's second last. He has options on where he wants to race. The trailer is Speed Control. In the run to the opening quarter, it's Mr. Peaks from between horses doing battle with a rail-running Lucky Old Sun. They're locked up heads apart. El Goody is 3 wide while racing in third. At the rail, Blast Radius is fourth. Raging Fury elects an outside course of action while racing fifth. Shuffling to second last is Nishumi, and Speed Control remains last. They speed around the far turn, and Raging Fury's on the move now. Vasquez sends him 4 wide and goes after the embattled duo. It's now Raging Fury to shove a neck in front. Dropping back now is Mr. Peaks at the rail, working overtime. Lucky Old Sun wheeling to the center and trying to launch a bid is Nishumi as they reach the top of the stretch. The leader, Raging Fury, he committed for home early, and he still has work to do. Nishumi with a full head of steam on the outside, trying to wind it up from the back is Blast Radius off the turn in the stretch drive. It's Raging Fury, an eighth of a mile out, 2 on top. Nishumi's not done trying, but he hasn't made significant ground yet. Down the center and Blast Radius, final 16th of a mile. Raging Fury driven out. Raging Fury and Miguel Vasquez report home a 7-5 winner. Nishumi was second, up for third. Blast Radius back to fourth. Mr. Peaks in 1:22.4. They're off. And they're up. Royally Blue off last. Good start from between horses for a Breezy Z heading off for the early lead with Love Actually on the move. These two are quickest. Out in the middle is Check the Grade charging to challenge. Off the inside goes La Amazonia for a clear shot. 3 better than Gronka. Then the Dove Rules and Royally Blue. To the far turn they go at 50-1. Check the Grade, clear by 2. Breezy Z is now second. La Amazonia glides into the race 3 wide into third. Fourth at the inside is Love Actually. Royally Blue is underway with 7 lengths to race. On her outside is Gronka with the Dove Rules as they reach the top of the stretch. It's La Amazonia who comes away with the lead a quarter of a mile from home. Trying to run home from the back, the Dove Rules and Royally Blue. Splitting horses Gronka. Eighth of a mile out. La Amazonia by 3. Gronka's battling Royally Blue for second, but La Amazonia has a clear and winning lead. La Amazonia under jockey Misael Jaramillo, a stylish winner. They won by 4. Royally Blue was second. Gronka ran third. And runners away. Good start for G Speedy, a good start for Adios Mate. So the 2 favorites land 1-2 early. Amori MVP is between them and races into third. From the inside, that's a little bit sideways, trying to improve. Just ahead of him is Hooray For Me, who's working out in the center with Gourmet Dinner. The early trailer, The Great Empire. In the run to the far turn, it's G Speedy, who's just a bit quicker than Adios Mate. He leads by a length and a quarter. Adios Mate guards that inside spot, tries to hold rail ground. There goes Gill. He sends Adios Mate on with his bid. So the 2 favorites continue to quicken a length and a half better than Amori MVP. Outside Gourmet Dinner, inside San Quintin. G Speedy to the top of the stretch has the lead. We're less than a quarter of a mile from home in the Sunday finale, and the favorites have it to themselves. G Speedy doing the better work. Adios Mate cuts the corner and tries to find under pressure through a 46-second half mile. G Speedy and Leonel Reyes roused on the top end, and they've put it away. Adios Mate is trying hard, but he's trying for second only, as G Speedy is too much horse. G Speedy in front. Adios Mate second. Amori MVP third. A little bit sideways fourth. And San Quintin to complete your high five.
And that wraps up the week's action. We're back here for live racing on Friday. Our first race post 12:50 p.m. Should be a lot of fun all weekend long. And like I always say, boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.